Hello and welcome to the session of Class 6 Mathematics, and I am your Anu from mathschool.1. From today we are going to see the next chapter, that is chapter 4, Basic Geometrical Ideas. So this will be more interesting to you because we have seen more of numbers in the last 3 chapters, and from this chapter you will be seeing some geometrical ideas or based on geometry. Okay, so before starting this chapter, I would like to ask you, what are the things you remember whenever I say geometry? What are the things you remember? So some may say they remember the shapes, isn't it? The square shape, the circle, earth is round and the ball is round. See, when I see the frame of the door, it is in the shape of rectangle. The photo frame is in the form of rectangle, and my mobile phone case is a rectangle, and whatever it is. So everything we see around us has some shape attached to it, isn't it? Whenever I remember about geometry, the things I remember when I say geometry, I remember the geometry box, which we had used in the class, in my classes. In my younger age, geometry boxes were like a treasure to us, and we had many components in it, like protractor, divider, compass, the scale, and of course the set squares. Most of us don't use the set squares and dividers even now too, but they do form a part of the geometrical constructions, and we do use dividers and set squares in constructing lines and etc. Some to draw parallel shapes. Okay, so let us study about some basic geometry or some basic geometrical ideas attached to it. So first of all, what do you mean by geometry? So geometry means geometry, that is, geo means earth and metry means measurement. That is, what are the measurements we do and what all we see on earth is defined as geometry. And people used various kinds of methods, and the evolution of those methods is actually being done, and now we use some system called the SI system of units. We follow the SI system of units for measurements, but the basic geometrical ideas remain the same as they were initially, because we live on earth and we see things around us, and they are all of the same shape which previously the ancient men saw them. Okay, so the things, what are the evolution done was for the measurements, the types of measurements they used from the beginning. In ancient days it was just with hands and foot they measured, and as in when the technology improved, the advancements in technology made different man made different inventions, and we have many types of instruments and the measurements also to suit today's needs. Okay, so the basic geometrical ideas we are going to deal with starts from the very first starting point. Yes, that is a point. So we are going to see basic geometrical ideas. This point has a very greater significance in all the fields we study. Okay, so point, just a point, we put just a point, but that point has many meanings. As and when we move on to this chapter, through this chapter and to the later chapters, we'll understand the significance of the point. So a point is always denoted by a single letter. A, B, O, C, any letter, single letter denotes a point. We know that. Now, if you are given with 2 points, what can be done with that? If 2 points are given, yes, of course, a line can be drawn. What is a line? Now, I have drawn a line here, and what does a line really means? A line means it passes through a point, or it passes through several points Actually, the points in a line are infinite. We will not be able to measure how many points a line has, isn't it? So if I put arrow marks on both sides, it means it extends on both sides endlessly. Okay, so that is what is called a line. If I mark 2 points called A and B, I write a line as AB with a line on top and arrow marks on both sides. So this is a line. So let me write it like this. See, point, it is represented by a single letter, and if I draw a line with 2 points on it, it is called a line which has no end points, and it is denoted like this. And if it has end points, say AB, then it is called a line segment, and it is denoted as AB with a line with no arrow marks in it because it has end points. And if you have a line like this, that is, it starts from a point and it goes endlessly on the other side. That is, see, it has an initial point, but it doesn't have an end point. So that is called a ray. It is denoted like this. You understand? Okay, so these are some type of lines that I have drawn. So now if I say a line, can you just imagine in real life, wherever where we see lines? Actually, if I say the road, it goes on, it doesn't have some end point, it goes on this side to some extent, it goes to that side to some extent, but there too it has some end point in the north corner, and there in the south corner it has some end point, isn't it? So whenever I imagine some asteroid or meteorite traveling in the space, so I think about what is the starting point of this and what is the end point of the path taken by the celestial body. So that can be assumed as a line. But what is a line segment? A line segment is lines we see anywhere. See the edges of the walls, the edges of the floor, and edges of the box. So these are all made up of lines, isn't it? The photo frames, they have the edges. The edges are all line segments because they have some fixed point on the corners. So they end with that point. So they are called line segments. And where do we say, where do we see rays? Rays generally, as the name is attached to something, is like sun's rays, the light rays we say, because they have some origin and they travel from the origin to some distance. So that is what we say rays. Okay. So now we have seen these types of lines. Let me tell you about some other types of lines too. So we'll deal with the lines today. See, if I have a desk or a table, or let it be a box too. Okay. See, if I draw this, I take the lines around the corner, okay, around the corner, and I name it as A, B, C and D. Now if I say A, B and B, C, see this line AB, this edge AB and this BC, they have a common point, meeting point, that is B. Isn't it? They have a meeting point B. So these two lines meet at B, AB and BC. Now if I take BC and CD, they have a common point, that is C. That is BC and CD. So they have a common point C here. And when I say CD and DA, they have a common point D. That is here. They meet here. So CD and DA. Isn't it? So when I say DA and AB again, See, it has a meeting point at A, that I'll draw it as DA and A. Now do you understand? They have a common point. They have a meeting point, isn't it? So what is that point called? When two lines meet at a point, then that point is called the intersecting point. Okay, this is called an intersecting point. That is, we mark it as O. Now, through this intersecting point, just two lines are possible, or can we draw more than two lines? Yes, we can certainly draw more than two lines. Actually, infinite lines can be drawn through a single point. So these lines which meet at a particular point are called intersecting lines. What are they called? They are called intersecting lines. Okay, so these are called intersecting lines. Intersecting lines have one point in common, that is here at the center. Do you understand? So these are called intersecting lines. Now we'll see more about intersecting lines. How do they intersect and what kind of lines they form? Okay, just now we saw intersecting lines, that is, they meet each other. Now let us see CD and AB. See, CD and AB. I have drawn CD and AB. That is, take this board, you have this side and the opposite side. Just imagine these two sides doesn't exist. Now, do the both sides, the opposite sides, they meet each other? Do they meet each other? These two lines, do they meet each other at some point? If they go tirelessly on both sides like this, if they meet, they don't meet at any point, isn't it? They don't meet any point. So such lines, see, such lines, they move along each other, but they don't meet at any point. So those lines are called parallel lines. Why don't they meet each other and why are they called parallel lines is because they maintain the distance between them throughout their path. So how many times, how long they go, they actually maintain the distance will be the same throughout their path. So that is why they don't meet each other at any point and they are called parallel lines. Do you understand? So these lines are not intersecting lines, they are called parallel lines. Understand? Now, if I have told you about parallel lines, then there has to be some lines which meet each other perfectly. That is, these lines. Okay, which make 90 degrees. That is, when you have a protractor here, okay, here from 0 to 180, here 90 is there. They make perfectly 90 degrees on both sides. Okay, do you understand? See, in early classes you have done perpendicular bisectors in construction. Draw AB a line, take more than half the radius, draw arc with B center with the same radius, cut an arc and draw a line. It meets at a point O. Now this is called the perpendicular bisector of AB because it divides AB into two equal halves. You have done this, isn't it? So that is what is called perpendicular line. What is it called? It is called perpendicular line. So why I have mentioned the angle here? We'll see what are angles later. But the specific thing about perpendicular lines is they make 90 degree because meeting lines can also be like this. They can also be like this. They can also be like this, isn't it? So why I am very particular about this angle here is perpendicular lines always make 90 degree with each other. That is why they are called perpendicular lines. Okay, do you understand? So that is the thing you need to understand, the particular thing you need to understand about perpendicular lines. So perpendicular lines meet each other and they make 90 degree with each other. So these are called perpendicular lines. Okay, do you understand? Now we have studied about intersecting lines, parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Now the thing left out is, see, I said we can draw a line with 2 points, isn't it? A, B, there are 2 points A, B, and we are able to draw a line, isn't it? Now I have 3 points in a line. Say A, B, C, I have 3 points in a line. Okay, so with these 3 points, if they are in the same line, what else can I draw with those 3 lines? You just imagine. Can I draw any other thing with these 3 points if they are in the same line? Now, before answering the question, let us try something else. Let us take A, B, C somewhere so that they don't lie on the same line. See, A, B, C, they all don't fall on the same line. They are somewhere else, isn't it? But what I can draw with these 3 points, I can draw a triangle because they don't form a line. All the 3 points doesn't fall in the same line, doesn't lie on the same line because, that is why I am able to draw a triangle out of it. Okay, so such points which lie on the same line, are called collinear points. Now do you understand? Collinear. Collinear means they lie on the same line. They coexist in a same line. So that is why they are called collinear points. Now a triangle or any shape can be drawn with points which are not collinear. That you should understand very well, because if they are in a straight line, if they are collinear, you won't be able to draw any shape other than a line. So only with non-collinear points you will be able to construct a triangle or a square or any other shape. That you should keep in mind. Okay, so with this I end this class. So you have learned some basic geometrical ideas starting from point and with lines. In the next class we'll see more about some ideas about geometry, and we'll learn still many other things like moving on to shapes and angles, how shapes are formed, how angles are formed. Okay, so these things we'll do it in the next coming classes. So until then, it's bye from Anu for Mathspool.1. Thank you.